important attributes. Well, one attribute and what is shown. Now, the important part is value. Now, the value, let's say we have outside humidity. Normally we have the ID of the road that we're showing. And inside the tag, we have what the user is going to read. Okay, so the ID of the device is going to go here, and the name of the device is going to go here. So I'm going to do two of them. Save and do refresh, and as you can see, we have two of them. Now, it is important that we use the value here, because that when we select a device, that is what we're going to show. That is what we're going to need, because remember, here in Postman, I'm going to change this to, remember we have devices. Here in Postman, the ID is what I'm going to send as a parameter to get the information from that device. So I don't need this part here. This does nothing. I need the actual value. Okay? The value is what I'm sending as a parameter to the API to get the information from that device. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so again, the value is what we read. Let's test this. We're gonna put an event here called onChange, and we're just gonna display the alert. Well, actually, console. Oh, sorry. This dot value. So this will show that we are showing the value, and that's going to be shown here. So whenever we select another one, we're going to show the ID. So we're getting the value correctly. Okay. Got it?
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay, so we don't actually need this part here. And we're gonna leave one option, but empty. That is so when we refresh, we don't actually see the first element selected. We want to see empty, this empty. So we're going to leave just one, empty, no value, no text. So it's going to look like that, and the rest are going to be down here. Some developers like to place a select device here, something like that. I like to say select device.
Ya está caliente las tortillas y huevos.
Hey, mute your mic. So I like to do this, but I prefer to leave it empty. Okay? But it is your call, whatever you want to do. Okay, so remember that every time that we get something from the API, we need to check the status. If status is 0, that means that everything is fine. If status is different than 0, what we call non-zero number, then something went wrong. Okay, so we're gonna go to the JavaScript file, and here we're gonna check if data.status equals 0, then we're gonna send to post, not post screen, show devices, We're going to send data.devices. And we're going to add another function here. Show devices. And we're going to show the devices just to check that we received them correctly. So instead of showing the entire JSON object that we receive, we're just going to receive the devices array. See, so there's no status here. But we're at line 27 now. Got it?
I got it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna read this array. Do you remember how we read an array? Anybody? Okay, I'll start. F O R. Nobody remembers?
For each.
Yeah, for each. Okay, so we're gonna read the devices. And each element, we're gonna call it D. Okay, so we're gonna put. And again, you can do this just to make sure that every step that you're doing is fine, is correct. So right now, as you can see, the previous step, I displayed the array. As you can see here, it has 4 elements, and you can see that it's an array, position 0, position 1, 2, and 3. If I do this, if I run it again, you're gonna see that I'm not displaying an array anymore. I'm displaying each element individually. So each of these is D, okay? So of course, I want D.ID and D.name. That is what I want to put in the select. So again, you don't have to display them here. This is just to make sure that step by step, you are doing everything correctly. Because if you write down, since you guys are just learning, if you write down a whole bunch of code, 20, 30 lines, and then you try to execute them and you have an error, you're going to be lost. So I would suggest you do the things one step at a time and test it. Make sure we're good. Okay, so now we're going to create an option. So again, we use the document object, and in this case, a method create element. And the element that we're going to create is an option. Remember here inside create element, we put the name of the tag. So the name of the tag is option. So that is what we're creating. We're creating an option. Then we're going to set values. And we need to set 2. This is quite simple. Option dot value, which would be this one here. This is going to be the value. So option dot value is going to be, remember this is D, so I'm going to get D.ID. D.ID. And the other thing that I need to set is the option dot text, which is what is going to show. And that one's going to be D dot what? What should I put there? Nobody? If this is the value, which of these is we're going to show? What was that?
The name or
Name. Good. So the value is this part. The name is, I'm sorry, the text is what goes inside here. This is the value, this is the text. And then we're gonna add option to the select element, to the parent. So that would be the element with the ID devices. So document, get element by ID, devices. And remember, the method to add something to that element is append child, I'm sorry. Append child, and we're gonna add the option. And we should get them here. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
yes?
Okay. Any questions? None?
No.
Okay, so here in post reading, we're gonna take the value, the value of the select and whatever we put here and post it. Remember, we have in readings, we can post a reading, we just have to send the device ID and the value, and that's gonna post a reading. So that's what we're gonna do. So here in post reading, when we click this, it's posting readings, we're gonna read the values. So it's gonna be device ID. It's gonna be from the document dot get element by ID. From devices, I'm gonna take the value. And the actual value that I'm gonna send is gonna be from document dot get element by ID. And the name of the element is, value. And that's gonna be value. Okay, so I read the two values, device ID and read value. That's what I'm gonna post. I have the URL up here, right? And we're gonna put all of this inside what is called a form data. Normally when you post everything inside a form. A form is comprised of inputs and selects and all that. You can also post as a JSON object, but right now our API only receives individual individual data from a form data. So we're gonna create that. So we're gonna create the form data. Okay, the form data, and assign the values. Do the form data dot append, and we send exactly like the like this is requesting device ID exactly as this is, with everything lowercase. Do not change anything from here. That's what I have to put here. Device ID. And I'm going to send the value of the device ID variable that I read up here. And also form data dot append. And the other one is called value. Value exactly like it is here, because that is what it's expecting. So value, I'm going to send the variable value that I read here. So now I have my form data. So this should be exactly the same as these. Okay? The ones inside the quotes should be exactly the same as this, because this is these are the parameters that I'm expecting. So those are the ones that I have to send.
Okay, the right side is the value, and the
right side is what I'm sending. Yeah, I could easily do something like this, OH, and that would send just the value OH. But I want to send whatever whatever I read from here, from the value here. So remember, this is gonna, let me see. If I see the select, I'm gonna take the value from this element. Remember, this is devices. So whatever value is selected, that's what I'm gonna read. So let's say I select patio light. So the value is PL. I'm reading that here. Okay, from the element devices, I'm reading the value. And the value is a PL. That I'm saving here in this variable, device ID. So to the API, I have to give a value to device ID. So that device ID is going to be the one I read, PL, is the one that's going to be sent or given to device ID, to this one here. So it would be this, but not fixed, read from up here. Understand?
yes, professor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you have a question?
No.
Okay, for those that still have a question, let's see if I can do this. Well, actually, hold on. Because I did this one. This one here, the one I'm selecting, because this is the one I'm selected. Okay, this value from this is element, this one is this one here, and this one is this one here. So right now, this one is equals PL. Okay, close enough. Okay, because that's the one I selected. So the value is PL. So the value of devices, which is this element, is PL. So this is PL. Okay, and I'm sending that value to this parameter, which would be this one here. So again, this one would be this one here. Okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, got it.
Yes.
Okay, and then well, the value, whatever I type here. So let's say 87.9. That one is going to go to here. And now we're going to do the fetch. Now refresh asks for the API URL plus, but remember the variable API URL only goes until the root of the API folder. So we actually have to add, like we did here, the name of the controller, which in this case is readings. Readings, okay? So that's the one I'm gonna do. We can actually kind of like copy most of this. So this one's gonna be readings. I'm gonna put this up here. Okay, so before we do this, we actually have to add a couple of parameters here. So we're gonna send a JSON object. First is gonna be the method. By default, the method is a get. In this case, the method is a post. So we actually have to specify that. Otherwise, by default, this would be get, but that doesn't work. It has to be a post. So we're saying that the method is a post, and then we need to send the body, which would be this one. So body is going to be form data. Everything we grouped here, that's going to be sent to here, the body. Okay, and now we can send it. And whatever response, basically here, we're gonna do console.log. If everything is good, then we're gonna display dot message. And if something's wrong, then we're gonna display console, not log, we're gonna display error, data error message. Because remember, if we send it correctly, let's see. If we send it correctly, let's say 89.9, then we should get status 0, because that would be this, and we will display a reading as successfully. If I believe, I don't know if we validated this, but if I send this, actually it was added successfully. It shouldn't be added successfully, but anyway. Okay, if I send, for instance, this, I'm going to get invalid device ID. I can't do that here because I can't send. I'm reading the device ID from the select, and I'm reading them from the database. So really, not very possible. But anyway, if I get an error message, I'm going to display it here. So let's try it. So let's say inside temperature is going to be 72 degrees. So if I post that, it says reading added successfully. So let's make sure that's the case. And we're going to go to devices. That was inside temperature. And we should get the last reading. There we go. Should be 72 degrees right now at 10:32, November 19. Okay? Did it work?
Yes, I got it.
I got it.
Okay, any questions? No questions?
No?
Okay, good. Now, the other group is going to use this project as their expo project. This is what they're going to compete with. You guys are not. So we're going to skip, in their case, I'm asking them to do a simulator um, to send data automatically. But we're going to skip it with you guys because you need to do that because your project is not going to do that. So we're going to change a couple of things. Okay? So we're start working on the dashboard. Okay? So I want you to create a see a new. Hold on. Okay, we need to a new one. Where am I? Hold on. Sometimes it's kind of hard to add it directly here. So you're going to say dashboard. So I have dashboard and simulator. So CSS. JS. Dashboard.html. Yes. This one's going to be style.css. Okay, so we're going to do our little dashboard here. Here. I want you to keep this one open because I'm going to start sending a lot of values so we can see that they change. Okay? So I don't need this one. Well, for now. so we can see this. Well, I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger because it's kind of small here. So, but with media queries, you can make it a little bit bigger. This part smaller, this part bigger. 35, 65. Okay, so most of you are back. Do you have this ready?
Yes, good.
I'm going to add a file here that I'm going to copy from another place. And actually we need this and we need to incorporate font awesome here. Thanks, better if I did it this way. So incorporate everything from font awesome. And actually also high charts. You downloaded high charts yet? You guys have this file? Well, if you don't, I'm going to put it here. There. I sent high charts. Got it? So you guys already had this set up the high charts?
I got it.
Okay, I gave you this. Oh, I'm gonna give you. You need to see it. Create the in CSS. Create this file icon, and I actually have like this is a style sheet for different icons for the font awesome icon. So you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to do this. So for me, light is going to go from gray, very light gray to white. But I have a blue one. And this would be icon size. So I like to use this file separately from the other ones. So I can just add it to whatever project I want. and, no problem. I'll change this a little bit. Got it?
No yet. I got it.
Okay, how about the rest?
Yes, got it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is this one here, we're gonna show a list of all the devices, but differently. We're not gonna use a select. We're gonna do it a little bit nicer. Okay? So first we're gonna create one fix. So we're gonna do the following. Got it?
Yes, I got it.
Yes, got it.
Okay, so let's give a little style here. Let me just change one thing here. These three will go inside the device info. Okay, so I'm going back to this. I'm gonna give it a little background just to, well, not this one. No, not this one. This one goes here. And this one I'm gonna put a little color just to see it. Well, not a little color, red. Okay, so that's looking. Oh, sorry. If this one goes here. I'm gonna move a couple of things around so you can see it. Got it?
Yes, got it.
Got it.
Everybody
I got
else?
it. Me.
Got it. Okay, so we're gonna go here. And just to make sure that it looks good, I'm going to put on an icon. Which ones do we have? Big? I think this one is the, I like this one. I think that one's temperature. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, not underscore. Come on. Let me make sure I have this correct. This one I know it exists. There we go. So temperature must be temp then. Well, I know where to get it. I'm gonna get it from this. Temperature high. Okay, so depending on the type of the device, I'm going to show the icon. that is coming from the dashboard, from the API. This one here, icon. So I'm going to show the name, outside temperature. The type would be temperature. The IP address is going to be down here, and the icon is going to be here. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. And on click, I'm going to do alert, and I'm not going to do this, but just to show it. When I click it, I want to show the ID. Okay. So once I have the design that I want for all the devices, now I need to read them and create this for every device. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is, well, read the devices. So remember that one we can kind of copy it from the simulator. This entire part here. But we're just going to change this part here. So it's the same thing. We're reading the devices at the beginning. There they are. So now we need to show them here. Okay, so have this ready, and show them here. Let me know when you're done.
Okay, done.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to duplicate this part here. I'm actually gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it here, but as a very large comment, because that is what we're trying to duplicate. And again, I want you to do this very deliberately. That means step by step. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this class here, this division here, with the class device and the method on the click. Okay? So again, document dot create element. We're going to create a div. Okay. Then that div We're gonna assign a class name. We've already done this, we're just remembering. So the class name is gonna be device. We're gonna set the method. It's going to be alert. And then here, we want the ID. So the ID of D is going to be D.ID. So we're going to add that part here, D.ID. And then we're going to add added to parent. So document dot get element by ID, devices. That's the ID of the parent, devices. Dot append child. The device. Now, right now, you're probably not going to be able to see much. They're right there. But then, since they don't have any content, you can't see much. Okay, by the way, we're going to erase this from here. This device, this division is going to be completely empty. All my created devices. Now, the way you can see them is here in Elements, in the devices division. You can see the division class device and the onClick method. Okay, so we have that part. And so we created this one. I can erase it now. And now I have this to do. Got it?
Yes, got it.
How about the rest of you?
I got it.
Got it. Okay. So now we're going to create this division, the device icon division with the icon. So that one's going to be here. This is the last part. This is going to be the last part. So now we're going to create icon div. Again, we're going to create the same var div icon equals document dot create element. It's kind of repetitive. So div icon dot class name. Again, we're trying to do this as device icon. And then we have this. Now we need to create this one here. So it's going to be var icon equals document dot create element. This is going to be an I. And then icon dot class name. This one's going to be tricky because it's going to be this whole part here. But the last part, all the way to here, The last part depends on what I'm reading from D. So where am I getting that from? Again, this is D. So I'm going into D dot type dot icon. D dot type dot icon. That's the way I get here. So it's D dot type dot icon. But as you can see, the icon doesn't have the FA under. Okay, like I was saying, in the icon, in the type object, the icon doesn't have the FA dash part. As you can see, it only has the last part, temperature high. So that's why we're adding temperature high to this part here. So once we have the icon, we're gonna add that to the division. So div icon dot append child. We're gonna add the icon. Okay, because this one goes inside the division. So that this one's the parent. And div icon goes inside the device. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, sorry. Div device. A division cannot be its own parent. Okay, so now we have the corresponding icons depending on the type. And as you can see in the element, we're recreating everything from here. So this here is this here. You got it?
Got it.
Any questions?
No, pues,
No questions?
no.
So this part that we did here is this one here. Okay? This is this. Now, Do you think you can do this?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay.
Got it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I am doing the up and child
Okay.
of the different. I send you.
You finished it?
Yes.
Anybody else finished?
Yes, I finished.
Okay, so let me do this part. So it was info div. So again, we create div again. We give it a class name. Info.
I send you for Slack.
That's okay. I'll just, you have 30 other classmates.
Okay.
Maybe they want to see it. So we added to the device. So this is the first thing you should have done, was just create that one. And you'll see, device icon and device info. Device info is right now it's empty, but that's the first one you did. So you can do this. And then we create the other ones. Var div name, create element div, then div name dot class name, voila, equals, oh, Spanish came out there. Name, you didn't catch it. Inner, and remember in the case of the content is inner HTML, and it is d dot name. And add it to the, so that's going to be div dot then child div name. Maybe you're looking at like, this is repetitive, so maybe we can do methods. Of course we can, but right now we're just doing it in everything by code. So we have the name, then we're going to have the type. So it's going to be div type. And device type. So for the value, I want d dot type dot name. So d dot type dot name. So we have that. And finally, the IP address. So I'm going to do IP. And this one's going to be d dot IP address. Okay. And when we click one, it's going to give us the ID of the device. So this looks a little bit better than this. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, now what you're gonna do is, when I click a device, I want you to bring me the information for that device, including the readings. I would suggest you add a whole bunch of readings to all the devices, so you have a little bit more information to work with. Okay, so add some values to your devices. So what I want is when you click on it, when you click on one, you're gonna take, for instance, if I click on patio light, I'm gonna take that ID and send it here and get that information with its readings. Okay? Think you can do that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, try to do that. So again, when I click on it, instead of showing the method, instead of showing the alert, show me the device information. This one you can erase it so it doesn't confuse you. So you're gonna have it, and when you click it, I want you to get me that information, this information. This one. Here. This. Goes here. Got it? Anybody? Got it?
Got it.
Okay, one person has it. How about the rest?
I got it.
Okay, I want you guys to check out high charts. Clear this out. High charts slash demo. And I just sent you, I believe, that the high charts file. And we're gonna take the information from these devices, and use high charts to show them. I know there's a whole bunch of them. So for instance, we're gonna use a column chart. So this is the basic one. So you can play around with it a little bit through here, through this. The first thing you need to do is, let's say I have the vision here for the chart. So let me do that. So I have charts, and I'm going to create what is this? I'm going to do this, then in the style. Chart. or 480 pixels. Let's see. So this is where I'm going to show my charts. Actually, no margin. No border either. Okay, I think that looks better. So tomorrow what we're going to do is, we'll finish this part first. Oops. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go here. And assuming that you change this part at least, instead of alert, let's just change this to show charts. Okay, and we have function show charts, device ID. But that's, well, actually, is get device info. Okay, so, show chart. You're gonna do it in one place actually, just no problem here. So what I'm gonna do here is eventually I'm gonna copy all of this to make sure it works. So right now I'm gonna paste it. And I'm just gonna change this part because it's gonna be displayed in SVG chart. I guess something went wrong. I have 5 charts. Show chart. Hmm. Let's do. Oh, never mind. You don't put it in a SVG element. You put it in a chart element in a div. So charts, and here is not an SVG element. It's a div. Forgot. So it's called charts. Well, actually, just that part. Up top, instead of charts, is chart. So I left it like this. And here, I'm going to show it in chart. So make sure it works. And obviously, we're not going to show this. We're going to modify a couple of things to show the values from these. And now you have a little dashboard there. Okay, so once again, we copy it from here. So we go back here. We'll look for the chart that we want and edit in JS Fiddle. Copy the JavaScript and just the JavaScript, nothing else. And right now we just paste it here as is. And then you can start figuring out a couple of things from here. I just play with it a little bit, and tomorrow we'll get the information from these devices and show it here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Professor.
Okay, any questions?
No, not for now.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Professor, I have a question about the final project.
Yeah,
The project is in a team or single?
and Tim,
Okay.
group support.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
See you, teacher, professor.
see you.